Hi everybody! Welcome to a new lesson. The objective of today's lesson is to apply the contents of the unit and also to review the contents of the unit. So let's start with the lesson. So we're going to start doing a review of the contents of the unit. Let's start with past continuous. The structure is very easy. You only have to use the verb to be in the past form, which is was and were, depending on the subject, and the verb with the ing form. For example, she was studying English in the morning. She was studying English in the morning. That's past continuous. Let's continue with vocabulary. In this unit, we talked about vocabulary about sports and sports verbs. Okay, so can you give me examples of the sports? For example, sailing, athletics, football, rugby. Very good. And we also talked about sports verbs. These verbs were three: do, play, and go. We're going to use play with games, specifically like football. We're going to use go with the sports that finishes in ing, for example, sailing. And we're going to use do with activities or disciplines, for example, athletics, gymnastics, etc. Okay? Let's continue with the other vocabulary of the unit, which are the adverbs of sequence. Adverbs of sequence. And we talked about four specifically: at first, then, after, and finally. We're going to use at first always at the beginning and finally always at the end. The other two adverbs, then and after, help us to give a sequence of the story. Okay? Let's continue with the last content. The last content, which is the use of past continuous and past simple. When do we use past continuous? When do we use past simple? Okay? And we're going to use past continuous to give a context of the sentence. Okay? And we're going to use past simple to interrupt, a lot of times interrupt what happened in the past in the context specifically. Okay? We're going to use past simple after when in the sentence. When we have when, after when, we're going to use past simple. And in the other sentence, past continuous. Okay? The structures then. Past continuous. I talked to you about it previously. And so I'm going to do a review of the structure of past simple. Okay? Affirmative form, very easy. Subject, verb in past, complement. The verb you have to pay attention to the verb in past because we have regular and irregular verbs. Then, negative form of past simple. Subject, didn't, verb, and complement. And question, did, subject, verb, base form, remember, not in past. And complement and question mark. Okay? Very good. And this is the homework that you have to do this week, which is related to a review of the contents of unit number 2. In this case, you don't have to do the homework in the book, but you have to write all these exercises in your notebooks, and then we're going to check them together. Okay? Let's start with the first one. Complete these sentences with the correct form of past continuous. Only past continuous. Okay? So the sentence says, they sleep in the bed. So this is past continuous, affirmative form. Julie eat at 3 o'clock. Again, affirmative form. He used
internet this morning? Affirmative again. Remember the verb to be in past and the verb, the main action, with the ing form. Let's continue with the second exercise. Provide 3 examples of sports for each verb. So we have go, play, do, and you have to write 3 examples of sports with each verb. Okay? The third exercise is related to the use of adverbs of sequence. And you have to read this story and you have to complete the story using the correct adverb. Remember, at first, then, after, and finally. Let's read the story together. Mike was nice to me. He even walked with me after school. He changed. He started to talk to other people and he forgot about me. I met a new friend. His name is Matt. I have to say that Mike and me aren't friends anymore. And in the last activity, you have to complete the sentences using past continuous and past simple, not or, and past simple, okay? In each sentence, you have to read each sentence and you have to complete it with the past continuous and past simple. So let's read the sentences together. I sit in a cafe when you, Susie, watch a film when she, the noise, he, a shower when the telephone ring. Remember to use the verb in parentheses. It's really important, okay? And remember to use in one sentence past continuous, and in the other sentence past simple. They are all in affirmative form, so pay attention to the verbs in past simple because you have to change them. Okay? Very good.
And that is the end of today's lesson and also the end of unit number 2. Okay? So, we'll see you next lesson. Bye!